Welcome to the XS Diversified Fund of Funds Q2 Fund Commentary. For the second quarter of 2019, the XS Diversified Fund was up 0.3% for the quarter and is up 6.2% year to date. In terms of the underlying asset allocation within the portfolio, the fund currently is sitting at 27% in foreign exposure, broken up 18% in foreign equities, 4% in foreign property, and 4% in foreign fixed income. In addition to this, the fund has 24% in rand hedge stocks, giving the portfolio over 50% offshore exposure. On the domestic side, the fund has 53% in domestic equities, 5% in property and 15% in fixed income. The three largest equity holdings within the portfolio are Naspers at 4.1%, Sasol at 2.8%, and BAT at 2.7%. In terms of the underlying asset allocation within the portfolios, there have been no major changes in terms of a house view, and the portfolio is still positioned overweight domestic equities, underweight global fixed income, and neutral across all the other asset classes, in particular foreign equities and domestic property and fixed income. In terms of changes within the portfolio, we made two underlying fund manager changes. We first of all introduced a new global equity manager called Ardevera, who are based in London with a long track record in outperformance across global equities. And we also made a change in terms of our global emerging markets manager, where we sold out of the Coronation Global Emerging Markets Fund and introduced the new Nedgroup Global Emerging Markets Fund that is managed also outside of London by a fund manager called NS Partners. If we look at some of the underlying managers within the fund, we see that the Nedgroup Flex Income Fund managed by ABAX had a strong quarter, up 2.1% relative to the peer group, and Steffi up 1.6%. It is on our domestic equity managers that we have been struggling and performance has been detracted slightly. And if we look at those managers, the ABAX managed Rainmaker Fund was up 0.5% for the quarter, the Foort managed Value Fund up 0.4% for the quarter, and Marzi Equity Fund up 0.3% for the quarter. So all funds in positive territory, but underperforming the average general equity fund that was up 1.5% for the quarter. Small mid-cap equities also came under pressure, and the Entrepreneur Fund was down 2.8%, as was the domestic property fund managed by Bridge that was down 2.5%. The passively managed Prudential Enhanced SA Property Tracker Fund performed strongly and was up 3.2% for the quarter. We have done particularly well on our offshore holdings. In terms of the Nedgroup Global Equity Fund managed by Veritas, it is up 15% year to date and was up 1.6% for the quarter. And emerging markets have had a strong recovery, with the Coronation Fund being up 23% year to date in rand terms and also up 1.6% for the quarter. So overall, Q2 was a much tougher quarter, with most asset classes being slightly in positive territory but more flattish after a very strong Q1 of 2019.